Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Welcome back to another episode of the Your Peak Life podcast. Today our guest is Briar Baughman, owner of Offload Moving.
Appreciate it, brother.
We're glad to have you. I know we've rescheduled a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Our fault and yours, and then a collective. We'll call it technical issues.
Yeah, we can do that.
Here we are. So the point of the podcast is to bring in people that are not necessarily in our industry, but at the top of their game in whatever they're doing, right? I think anybody in Hampton Roads at this point, if they know people that are moving, I feel like you know those people, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was checking my feed the other day. I was like, I think he's got companies mixed up. He got so many in the thing. Like he's working with the people on both sides of the deal. Like he's the broker. So let's just talk about who you are, where you're from, and how you built this little business you got out here killing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So long story short, the reason I got into the moving industry, I moved my whole life. My parents were military. They just rented their whole life. So being very nomadic, moved. By the time I graduated high school, I think we were at 18, 19 different houses, and I was 18 when I actually graduated. So if you think I was moving twice a year at some points.
Yep.
So a lot of just kind of rolling with the punches. There was no stability in a sense. Played football at FC, went to Hampton Roads, played about a semester, found out about my first son. I was like, well, Division III football does not pay the bills. So I was like,
definitely not.
So I joined the military a lot sooner than expected. I wanted to go active duty, do all these fun things, and I was like, I need to be at home with my roots. So I went the National Guard route, unfortunately, as much as I wanted to go active. And then, I did my 9 months of training and all, came back home, did concrete for like 6 months, was not breaking my back for somebody else. So I did concrete for a little bit longer. And I sat down with the wife, and I was like, we got to do something. Like, this is not it.
This ain't it.
Yeah. I can't keep breaking my back for someone else.
That's serious work.
So then I just let's sit down one night, and we just started writing down names like landscaping, pool company, and I was thinking like what I'm good at, and I was like,
those pool companies,
yeah,
are killing
dude, they are, because we're trying to get all pool done, and it's like
I got somebody.
Feast or famine.
You talking about to clean it?
No, replace the liner. Like
I got somebody, a really good company.
Okay.
I'll give you the contact right after this.
See, and that's
beautiful.
why
Look
you
at
came
that.
here
Look,
today.
that's the only reason I see.
Briar, so let me ask you something. So
Yeah.
when did you establish your business? Like
Yeah.
you said,
So
He was getting to that, Edwin.
God damn.
no, so January.
Now he's picking on you.
So January 2019, I started as a side hustle. Did that for about a year of a side hustle. Then I got licensed right before COVID hit in 2020,
Right.
which was like the best year compared to last year.
But you're like 5 years in at this point then. Would you consider that you actually started? So you started in 2019?
So I
it
would say
became,
I became official.
like
in
you're running
2020.
it, you have crews
Correct,
2020.
yeah. So September.
Same time we opened.
Yeah, September of this year would be 4 years technically, fully licensed, insured, and all.
May 1st is our 4 years. So
Yeah,
we're
well,
like,
look at that. We're like riding the line. So it's nice. So it's been like, and I started just renting U-Hauls, Penske's. It was me and my younger brother, Gavin. He's still actually working with me, one of my crew leaders now. And yeah, just been, this has grown a lot faster than I expected. I deployed 2 years ago to Djibouti for a year, and my younger brother, Gavin, kind of took over the reins for a little bit. Came home in October of 22, and then I was just full steam ahead. I started hitting you guys up, Eric and all them. And then this past year we were up, I think 200% compared to the year before.
Yeah.
And then this year we're even bigger, and as y'all saw, expanding to the
where
peninsula.
did we run into him?
So
military.
It was the one down in the
military
oceanfont.
So the military.
Oh, okay.
I
He came
Shout
up
out
to
to
us.
Andy.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
I
came
remember
up
it.
to us and he made a
Okay.
point. He said, "I've been wanting to meet you guys."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I actually still have
had
y'all's coins.
We had the coins.
I still have it on my desk, sitting right
I
there in the
remember
middle.
now. I couldn't remember if that was the first time, but I felt like
It
that was
was.
the first time
I know I saw Eric because me and both our kids go to the same school, and I saw
Gotcha.
him all the time in his Jeep Gladiator.
I
Kinda hard
always
to miss.
see your offload moving like your personal truck
Oh,
in my
100%.
neighborhood.
Yeah, we
Lagomar.
do like Lagomar. Yeah, we do.
Parked in
probably
front
like
of the same house almost every time. Do you have family or a friend there or something?
and like that little roundabout.
Yes.
Yes. Lisa and CJ.
okay.
Yeah, they go to school.
I'm like, why is he? He's here every day.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, does he live here?
He gets busy.
But yeah, I was just trying to put two and two together because I drive by his truck all the. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you
What is
don't
he
live
doing?
there
Hey,
though.
to that point though, like I'll see somebody and I'm like ready to wave, like is that? And it's somebody else.
Yeah.
How many trucks? How many vehicles do you have now?
So we're about to get our second like Chevy, but we're going on our fourth box truck. So
Nice.
yeah, so
I
it's,
beat that all the guys. I feel like I know your whole crew.
you do. I mean, you guys have pretty much either
You know?
moving stuff for you guys, or even coming in moving stuff to the office. You've met
Yeah.
at some point someone. I know y'all just met Zach a few weeks ago. Then Eric and all of them, they knew your son.
Yeah.
who did the Newport News office.
So his crew and Frankie, they've been boys and they are friends.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, we have going on 16
Frankie,
guys
man.
now, and 7 of them played football with me.
You said 16?
16.
You have 16
16
guys now?
yeah, and 7 of them played football with me back in high school.
Look
and
at
they,
that. Damn.
and I feel like when I did that at first, Gavin was the first, then
So
Eric.
football translates to moving heavy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but like they actually give a shit about the company. Like they already knew me 10 years prior, or 10 years for this time, and they actually, they already gave, they already cared about me before they even joined the company.
What you're saying is it didn't happen overnight.
No.
There's a foundation
Yeah.
and relationships there that have been there for a long time.
Oh yeah,
They're just
100%.
coming
together
to
now.
fruition. Yeah.
I mean, a year and a half. I mean, I was bootstrapping. I mean, nose to the grindstone. Like I was
Yeah.
missing my birthday, my wife's birthday. I mean, kids. I mean, pretty
Yeah,
much everything and
everything.
anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just because I had a passion for what I did. It wasn't even moving or the monetary value. It was like going in, even doing the in-person estimates and seeing the clients' faces kind of go at ease and not be stressed out or overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, you're
like-
removing something off their plate.
Yeah,
man.
like 100%. Like now we just teamed up with a junk removal and a home organizer, and now it's spread out to a whole like little pool of just hey, do you need a junk removal? Do you need donations? Like all this stuff, and now they just kind of just have 50% of their lives kind of handled.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So-
good to
I like
know.
that.
It's good to know. Like it's good to have like a network professional. When someone asks me if I need a moving,
Yeah.
like I don't even say, Briar, boom.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
That's the only one I know.
automatic, right? Yeah, but
And the
like,
marketing's great.
no, yeah. Well, I think it, to me is more of the
Offload moving. Let me take that load off of your
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Oh, dude,
bro.
Aiden, he's
Listen.
loving that. We're about to go on 97 through the Eagle and have him just
Love it.
play it out.
I was gonna ask you. I don't know all your marketing or your
Yeah.
fees, but do you offer something like you could get paid at closing?
We do. We've done that 2 times with Eric, where like
great.
it's just, and we've done that a lot. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
title
quite the
company and
tool.
whatnot. Will
He'll
pay us,
he'll
so.
hold stuff too.
Yeah.
I remember a training you did at the Chesapeake office. They'll actually pack your stuff up, put it in temperature controlled storage,
Yep.
and then bring it when you need it.
Yeah, and we do 30
So if you got a
45
rent
days
back
for
or
free.
something like that,
Yep,
30
and-
to 45 days free.
free.
And you know what? When I met you, also the thing that I liked also because we've had other companies years ago that came
Yeah.
in here and did their little spiels and things like that, and they never want to talk about any kind of like pricing.
Yeah, no,
'cause
of course.
they know it's inflated,
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%.
it's asinine, and then you're like, no, look, roundabout,
Yeah.
it's gonna be this much, it's gonna be this
100%.
much, and it's like that definitely brings the walls down.
But yeah,
if you're
because
being transparent.
100%. Yeah, because with you guys, like it's a different type of transparency. It's like pricing and making sure your clients are being taken care of. And then when it transpires to actually meeting the clients, they want to know they're being taken care of just for the overall experience.
and that it's affordable.
Yeah,
you know?
bingo. Yeah, like doing military first responder discounts, senior discounts, and then we do teacher discounts from July to October. Just kind of give that. And then if like they're,
Wow.
and then like if like someone tells you they're a teacher, like when I'm doing the estimate, I usually put it in anyways, but we advertise it
Right.
during those 4 months.
Yeah, but it's
just because
still-
we're all military in here and all are done our time, but like that little piece of gratitude goes a long way. Just
Absolutely.
as like a
Yes.
like a little thank you. So,
sure.
like for me, it's just like like I may not be able to do a lot of moves for free because we do some when they need it, like for domestic violence and stuff like that. We do that I don't really talk about because
Yeah, you're not trying to air people.
yeah, and I'm never gonna do that. But when
You're
people
just
call,
helping somebody.
yeah, and like stuff like that, like I will. I mean, y'all have seen the charity events we do and all this stuff. Like I didn't grow up in money, very poor. Now that I have, I'd say a okay life, I'm gonna do what I can to make my community better. Because like for me, when I first started, I thought the community would be a pillar for me. And over the years, I've realized I'm a pillar for the community, and I will never change that. And just leaving a legacy behind for my kids and the company is probably the biggest thing for me.
So we jump straight to your peak life. What's that look like to you?
Well, I had a talk. So one of my guys that's
but
expanding to the
I'm with all
peninsula,
that, man.
he said, "What's like your goal?" And I was like, honestly, I mean, yes, monetary, being the millions, right? That's pretty much, most goals when you have a business and stuff like that. I said, honestly, just leave a legacy behind. Something that, because a name can be forgotten, you know, anything you do can be forgotten, but like leaving that legacy behind that can go on for generations or just, you know, for as long as your kids are around. It's probably my biggest goal in life. So I'm never going to meet that until I'm gone. So that's why my goal is always big.
Yeah. Man, that's why you align with us. Every single one of us, I think that's all we really give a shit about.
Yeah.
Man. Is going out with some dignity and changing the, removing generational curses, if you will.
No, 100%.
Yeah, it's not the millions, man. It's who you become getting there and what you could use it for that really, I call the cement the legacy.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
money's a goal until you have money and you realize that it wasn't a goal to begin with.
bingo.
I mean, you know, it just, your values once you have money is either gonna like highlight the good parts or highlight the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all money's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't change you. It
Ultimately.
just
Yeah.
amplifies who you are. That's what
Correct.
they say.
But for you, I would say, you know, you're just a likable guy, man.
Appreciate
You engage with clients, with people. Anytime I see you, you're laughing. You have such a great like. I haven't.
He'll like drop a dresser on his foot. He's laughing.
Oh man, this happened to me. You know, this happened to me at the last movie, and I broke my toe. What? Like, nah, bro.
Oh shit. Yeah, because like I mean, for me, like I've came into like I guess a different role. Like it is what it is for me. If I can't control it, I'm not gonna stress about it. And that took me a lot long. I mean, I say a lot longer again. Being 24, starting 19, being 24 now. I say a long time, but for me,
how old are you?
it's like for me, it took a while. Again, not a while, but it took me a couple years to realize like the past is the past. Like I'm trying to, like you said, you know, make new roots in a sense, make a new tree, and kind of just spread off that. Because again, I mean, like moving is stressful. Like I say my line, you know, getting divorced or married, having a kid, and moving, probably the 3 most stressful times in
And they
anyone's
all
life.
go together.
Bingo, yeah, 100%. And we try to make a third
Getting
of
out
that.
of the military,
Yeah.
which also goes in line.
Yeah. So I mean, all those things, I mean, are stressful, and you know, we always try to come in and make that whatever we can control. We try to make that part less.
24
stressful.
years old, man. Well, you are fucking killing it.
I appreciate it, brother.
For somebody to be 24 years old and doing what you're doing,
And you approached
Kudos
this
to
at
you,
22.
what's that?
And you approached this at 22.
It's
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah,
grind it out.
Yeah, no,
When and like I always say,
you can do it
guys,
too. You know.
Yeah, no,
Like,
100%. I mean, it's just putting your. I mean, it sounds cliche, but just putting your mind to it. Like, cause I mean, I didn't get a loan. I didn't have my parents give me money. It was literally me saved up maybe 4 months maybe of construction. Which again, being 19
I don't
years
have
old, I
any
wasn't
loans
making
against
that.
the companies, man.
No.
They're both propped up
Yeah.
on cash or
Yep.
the business that they're running.
Bingo. Yeah. So, and like the other thing,
Damn,
I
that's dope.
always wanted to say, you know, appreciate you guys for at least giving me the chance. I know I always say it, and I know we've talked, but it definitely, you guys have excelled. You know, have definitely helped me out more than you know. And I
Listen, man,
appreciate
when you're
that.
a veteran and you're an entrepreneur and you see a veteran trying to become an entrepreneur,
yeah,
why wouldn't you support? Like, we know the work ethic's there. We know you want to take care of the same client, you
Yeah.
know, or all clients in the same fashion. Because let's be real, we know what it's like. We know what it's like to live in a shitty situation. Like,
oh yeah,
you're PCSing from. You probably have horror stories from Japan back to the West Coast. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, you
know?
got to wait 3 months to get your shit.
that sounds
Yeah,
about right.
That's
there you
fucking
go. You know what I
horrible.
mean? So we all have like the same understanding of what we're
Yeah.
really doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that makes it different.
No,
for us.
100%.
So,
You could be my son.
oh, that's crazy. I
Elijah's
did not realize
He's
you were-
younger than my daughter.
I did not realize you were only 24, bro. That's
Yeah, dude,
that's
yeah.
insane.
I just turned 24 this January. So.
Wow. So 2000.
Well, just keep doing what
Yeah,
you're
2000,
doing, man.
yeah.
How old is your crew? All about the same age?
No, so I mean, Eric
know,
and all
right?
them, they're like a year younger. And then Walter, my older guy with glasses, he's 42. Trey's 35, and everyone else is between the age of
So
21
guys
and
keep
25.
they keep him in check, huh?
Oh yeah, no, Walter. Walter outworks even me some days. Like he
Yeah.
is getting after it.
How old's your kids?
Aiden will be 5 next Tuesday.
Okay.
So
So you started everything early.
100%. Well, I mean, most of them weren't. You know, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, most of them, you know, they weren't. Let's just say they weren't very planned out well. But yeah, I mean, they're all 2 years apart. So Aiden's 5 next Tuesday. Declan will be 3 May 12th, and Kinsley will be 1 in September. It's all just.
Oh, he's gonna be
cheers.
done early too. Yeah,
But that's a good thing. So like me,
Yeah.
I'm 45.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people in my age, they have younger children. Mine are all out of the house. I got 4 grandkids.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do it, bro.
You know, so it's like I understand that you have some struggles as a younger parent.
No,
but
100%.
there's so many benefits
Dude.
of being a younger parent once you're older.
Edgar got a whole second family situation. Well, so you had the first group, they're grown up and out.
yeah, married, and I just found out she's pregnant. She's 24, going on 25. So, yeah, I'm gonna be a grandparent.
His
and-
daughter is your age.
Yeah, and my other daughter's 20.
Nice, dude. Well, early congrats, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But
And
right
then my
now,
kids now-
he's got a whole other thing going
Yeah,
on.
Yeah.
12, 8, and 5.
Yeah, dude. So
He's
he's
got a
right there
Latino-
with you.
He's got a Latino family where the uncle and the nephew are in school.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's true.
They're on the same baseball team.
Yeah, I know. And you say that's funny because my brother-in-law married in. He met out his wife out in Cali, and his niece, her niece, is 8, and her sister's 8.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, dude. Like, he told me
bro.
that, and I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna need you to. I'm not good at family trees. I need you to say that again. But yeah,
When Evie and I got married, we had an agreement. Like, neither one of us want more kids. Like, her son's 19, my daughter's 16, my son's 11. He's going to be the last one out the house so I can be done. But we like traveling, man. And,
Yeah.
you know, the path that we're all kind of going down at this point, we're going to be traveling and we're going to be teaching and we're going to
Yep.
be, you know, so.
And to that point on with my older daughters, you know, divorce and everything affected all that. But even if I wanted to, I couldn't have traveled with my kids then.
Right.
Whereas now my children are benefiting from my life now where
Right.
we get to travel together.
Yeah.
We get to plan out vacations as a family.
Yeah, you
Which
get
is
to
cool.
do that first go round, my man. That's awesome. Like
That
that's
is awesome, bro.
Mm-hmm.
that entrepreneurial spirit at such an early age. Like while I knew I had it, I wasn't really doing it yet, right? Because I stayed in the Navy for so long.
yeah.
But to look back, like damn, at 22, if I would have took the leap, you know, 22 years old, I was 5 years into my Navy service.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I started at 17. You know what I mean? So,
You
like,
did 4
dang,
years,
bro.
got out?
No, I'm still in.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I'm
still
still
in?
in. Yeah. So.
Oh, shit. I thought you were
He's in,
out.
he's in the
National
reserve.
Yeah, I'm in the
Guard.
National Guard. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So.
But he's active, obviously, because he went to Djibouti. So
Yeah, I did.
they activated
20.
you.
I
In,
almost did 20 months active.
was that
So
2020 timeframe? Like right after
2021?
COVID?
Yeah, 2021.
Right after COVID, yeah.
September-ish. And then I didn't get home until October of 22. And then I was on until January
To
of
Djibouti?
23. Yeah, for a whole.
Djibouti is the worst
It's the
smelling
worst.
place
It,
in
if
the world.
anyone from
It
Djibouti is
smells
watching
like
this, I'm sorry,
trash.
but the worst country I've probably ever
Yeah.
seen. But now I will piggyback on that. That
I'll
gave
put
me
Shania
a
India against it.
huge perspective on life. Like
Yeah.
seeing kids my age, seeing kids my kids'
Yeah.
age.
It hits different when you travel the world, man.
Yeah. And it hit me a lot different. And I think that's why I came back in the end of 22, beginning of 23, and I just had a different
You
mindset.
had a renewed passion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's where we all, you know, we've traveled the world several times over. And when I hear people here complaining, when I hear our kids
Oh,
complaining,
gosh.
I'm like, yo, like, you know, we have all been in places where women can't even like walk outside.
Yeah.
They don't even get to order their food.
No.
The kid, like I've been in places where kids are trying to sell you dope on the corner. Like we're doing all right
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people complaining, but there's so much worse
Yeah,
out
let
there.
me go anywhere else for like 3 months, and I'm saying anywhere like that. I mean, even like I hate to say like the UK and all that. I mean, even if you post on social media to profanity or whatnot, they'll come to your house now and arrest you, even in the UK.
Wow.
So, I mean, even
Yeah.
in countries that we are allies with, it's still not, you know. So here in America, yeah, we have whatever, but we also are probably one of the luckiest countries to be born
That's
into.
everybody. I don't care where I go, bro. There's no place like home.
No, 100%.
Like every time I get in my car and I drive to my house, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like when my family visit, this is in California. We were just they came down from Mexico. You know, they got all the cartel violence. We're like, you guys want to visit Vegas? I like traveling in the evening because less traffic. We're gonna leave about 8.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour drive to Vegas from LA.
Okay.
Sure, you want to do that? It's safe. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're used
But
to
they don't know that
You
life.
can't travel after dark.
those cartels are holding down those checkpoints and they're robbing people or doing whatever they're doing, extorting.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not like that here. Like, as a matter of fact, we're going to stop at a rest stop in the top of the mountains, middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Just so you can take it all in.
Yeah.
Brian, one thing I want to tell you, man, it's truly refreshing. You know, so often we talk about the work ethic of this next generation, right? Or the sense of entitlement. We've talked about it so many different times, right? And, you know, even in the sense of my own children, you know, you're their age.
Yeah.
You know, Elijah's 24 years old. Frankie's 23. You know, Tina's 21. So,
Just a
wow,
testament.
it's refreshing. Like, it really is. I appreciate you because, so like I said, too often we talk about there's no work ethic in this next generation, right? And here you are from the ground, from the bottom up, no help. You didn't come from money, right? You didn't even know you were going to be in moving,
No.
a moving company. You just knew you had to do something.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So
I mean, that's what I tell my kids. My daughter going through it heavy right now. You know, Elijah too. They're in that stage where they're really trying to figure out what they're going to do. And I always say the same thing. Anything you want to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All you have to do is make a choice that you're going to do it, and then you can go do it.
Yep.
But you got to make that choice.
When in this journey that you got going on right now in your path, did you figure out like, okay, I'm rolling now. Like this is steady. I'm growing. Like at what point, you know, it's that I would say for me looking outside, from the outside, it's definitely after you met us. I think during when you met us, you were still
Yeah, I think it
growing,
was
grinding
like-
it out. When did you like finally realize, okay, I got this? This
I think
is
it
stable.
was. I think it was. Because I think when I met you guys, it was like November, December of 22, and then I kind of took like when I got home in October 22, I kind of took like a piece just to hang out with the kids, the wife, and kind of enjoy the 2 months. I was like, listen, Casey, it's like first 3 months I'm just getting after it. Like I'm gonna be out on the truck. You guys might laugh at this. The first truck I bought was actually November of 22. So we were renting all before then or leasing or whatnot. And I would probably say June, July of 23 is when I kind of realized I was like, okay, those 6 months of me just grinding from like the years prior. I wouldn't say rolling because I'm never unfortunately satisfied. And that's what a lot of people tell me. I need to be more grateful, which I am. But satisfaction, I'm never going to be satisfied.
two different things.
yeah.
We'll touch on that.
And I would say June, July, because when I first started back up in January 23, it was me and my brother in Austin. He just left for the Navy in June. And by June time, I had almost 10 guys, and we were at 2 trucks, and then a third truck we leased. So within 6 months, 8 months, we go from 1 truck, 2 guys, to almost 3 trucks with 7 guys.
And trucks that you own, not that you're leasing.
Correct, yeah. So right now, the 4th truck we
So
have
now
we're
the
leasing.
company has assets, though.
Exactly. And yeah, so we have a good amount of assets. So we're about to, like I said, to get another Chevy, but also we own like that piece of warehouse that we're in, hopefully to expand, because there's 3 more units down and just 1 guy. We're trying to hopefully expand. But yeah, I'd say June, July of 23. Then I went to that conference down in Tampa, the Moving Titans Retreat, in September of 23, met my coach. And since September 23, it's been pretty...
So
Now it all comes
Now
out.
it all
No, hold on.
now
So
it
we
makes sense.
the last week when he was here,
Oh, yeah.
he was telling me about this. I was like, holy shit, moving companies have conferences.
And coaches.
So
And coaches.
Of course
so-
they do, because
so-
you run a business.
Yeah.
You're not just a mover.
Yep. So the conference, again, it's not about how you move boxes of furniture. So I had to tell a few people that. It's, the sales, the marketing.
It's how to
the way you
generate
talk.
business. It's how to
Bingo.
follow up on leads. It's
Yep.
how to increase your profit
Yeah.
margin. It's how to own your assets.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that is so dope that you have a coach, man.
Yeah, so
like
it's been a good
I
time.
only say that because I've gotten so much better after having
Yeah.
coaches.
No, 100%.
And now I'm
yeah.
coaching other people and they're winning. And it's just like when you are paying for someone to give you guidance and an opinion, you
Yeah.
implement it and you take it on board immediately.
Yeah,
There is
oh, yeah,
no like,
100%.
oh, maybe I'll do
Oh,
that,
I'll
or
do that
maybe
next
that's a
week.
good idea. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It's right
Here's
now.
my results. If you want them, do this.
Yeah.
And obviously you're listening and implementing, and that's probably a large part of why you're growing.
Yeah. No, I mean, going on 6 months with Jim, and he does, he helps me with my profitability.
Shout out
and
Jim.
all that.
Shout out
Yeah.
Jim.
Jim Bradley.
Great
I'm
job.
having my meeting here at 3:00 with him.
Love it. Yeah, I do my coaching calls on Fridays, man.
Yeah, it's the
It's
easiest
the whole
time
thing.
for me.
It's
Yeah,
the whole business.
The Friday, it's like my break day. I do all my fun stuff, and I do my coach meeting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's probably been yeah. So the past almost year has probably been the biggest year. Like last year was the biggest gain in the sense of revenue and clients we served.
Yeah. How old's your coach?
He's probably in his. Hopefully, he's not listening to this.
How long has he been in the business? We'll go with that.
Oh, like 35, 40
there
years.
you go.
So
See, I did
he's
the
at
same
least
thing,
he's like
man.
mid late 50s.
But like both of my coaches have over 30 years of experience in each lane.
Yeah.
So you at 24 have closed a gap of 35 years. It would take you until
Yeah. So I was 50.
59
Yeah.
to figure out all the game that he's giving you right now.
Like he's helping me out with all like my admin assist, like the small stuff that you wouldn't think you would need, but like the admin, Indeed post, like all these things that I think were like little tedious tasks, but
They
like
really impact your business.
yeah. So just like that small stuff, like you said, like when he tells me something, I implement it right then and there because if
But
I
you know it works,
yeah,
man.
'cause if I drag it out and then I try it, maybe try it Monday, then
It's gonna
that's
hold
not
you
the same.
accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, so what does somebody in that realm charge for coaching, if you don't mind me asking?
you
pay a monthly?
Yeah, I
Do
pay
you do
monthly. So I pay monthly, and he works for Nolan Consulting Group, which is like a big time, like a different
That's a
realm.
consulting firm.
Yeah, but he has his own side business. So for me, he liked how I was. We talked. He liked how young I was, and $500 is what he does.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would pay honestly what he's done probably the price in gold. I mean, it's been
Yeah, I pay
substantial.
$1,500 a month
Yeah.
for executive business.
No, and
coaching,
we actually, funny enough, 2 days ago, he's doing this full time now. So now I'm paying $1,000 and he's doing 2 on-site visits a year. So now I'm getting more and we're doing
shit.
weekly meetings.
That's
So
great,
it's kind of getting a snowball effect to where I think
You
he's,
see, you just gave me an idea. I'm gonna hit my coaches up trying to get an on-site visit. We're gonna work it into the annual premium. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And like, and
But-
he's up in PA and, so he's
Imagine
not,
that.
not too far, but yeah,
You know
no,
where
he's
Iron
Where at?
Valley
You know
started?
where at?
in PA.
PA.
Yeah.
All right, the show's over.
I think, Pittsburgh,
Okay.
pretty sure.
So I was gonna ask you before you said the coach.
Yeah.
Who's your network of people? Like, you know, I can say a lot of my success stems from my circle.
Yeah.
Mike,
Absolutely.
Eric, Edgar, you know,
Andy.
100%.
Jama,
Lori, you know, and not only professionally,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about personally,
yeah.
right? Like I spend time with these guys, right? We even when we're not working, we're always talking about
yeah.
work, right? And trying
Because
to
we love
grow.
what we do.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard
But-
to turn that off when you love it.
You at 24,
Yeah.
what does that circle
Yeah.
look like?
Right?
You
So
know?
you guys might really laugh at this. So most of my clients, as you all know, pretty much become family. That's something I really hound on. Like, you know, once you move to offload, you become part of the offload family. So one of my clients, George Smith, he used to be a pro surfer, had Java surf down the ocean front. We had the pleasure of moving in his office. Used to be a Porsche race car driver, owned Porsche dealerships. He's probably my biggest network when it comes to that. And I've met, you met, yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Well,
he's probably given me more life advice and business advice over the past, since December of 22 when I met him, than probably anyone else in my life.
That's fantastic. You just make sure that he knows that your preferred real estate firm is Iron Valley Real Estate. Because if he's the plug,
he
like
is.
El and Chufe
Yeah.
here. I
No,
hope I
he-
said
like
that
George
right.
is-
Did I say
Yeah.
You're right. I'm learning Spanish.
Yeah, and then Justin
bit.
Acosta, not with Howard Hanna, that I went to high school with. He's with his family business that does
with
pick
his
row.
father.
Yeah, with his dad. Yeah.
I know them too.
Yep.
Very
So
well.
and that's one of my other network. He's like we meet probably once or twice a week.
So what's the so really your network is older business people.
Well, Justin's a young.
yeah, Justin. Me and him
Justin's
went to
a
high
young
school
dude.
together, but his dad's in his 50s. if I'm not
Correct.
mistaken.
And he runs a family business.
Correct.
Yep.
Right.
He's a
So-
trainer.
Yeah.
So your circle, by proxy, is still older business people, right?
In a
People-
sense, yeah, like,
People that
yeah.
have done or are doing what you're trying to do.
100%. Like George, he had a whole. He started with a little shop and made. I think he'd had 5 or 6 shops, all within a very close proximity of one another.
Yeah.
Like my kids call him Uncle George. We go over there probably once a week. I mean, it's just it's just a big family. Like my second client, sorry, Chris and Stephanie Lyon, still call me their favorite son because they have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
But every year we do Halloween in Keynes Grant. We've moved them 4 times. But yeah, like all the charity events we do with Little Mended Hearts, the Little Mermaid, and all that's because of them.
Nice.
So that's something I've been a part of their charity events probably since I've started the company. And I always will be. And I told her, unless something happened to me, you can always expect us
Yeah, I
to
know
be there.
you always support us too, man. Veteran
Oh, yeah.
Suicide Awareness on
100%,
Veterans
dude.
Day. I
Yep.
know you've been there the last 2 years. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, man.
That's probably our biggest event as far as fundraising and
Yeah.
awareness. But it's But it's fun, man. That's the best part of this job,
Yeah.
really, is like we deal with a lot of stress and a lot of bullshit and don't get paid for a lot of it. People don't know that. But
Yeah, no.
when you can turn around and give it back and watch the
dude.
impact as it takes place.
Yeah, because we probably impact more people than we will ever touch in our lives. And that's something I hold very dearly because I may not meet them all, I may not even know their names, but I know at some point, whatever I do,
you're
I'm
somebody,
helping.
man.
Yeah,
You're helping somebody to not experience the things that you did.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. And like my biggest thing, it sounds cliche, and I know we all know how the moving industry is. My goal, at least in Hampton Roads for the time being, is to change that, stigma of the, oh, well, I'm just gonna have my friends come over with me because I've had this bad experience with this company or that company.
Yeah.
And I'm good friends with a good amount of local businesses like Marathon Moving, The Moving Company, Billy and Milton and all them. So like I'm not afraid of competition. I embrace it because it also gives everyone a insight and transparency with pricing.
bro, you
So-
can't service 1 million people anyway.
Like I
Right?
refer, yeah,
Like,
no,
yeah.
like-
That's the part that be killing me. Like realtors be going at it. It's like, dude, there was $11.7 billion worth of transactions in Hampton Roads last year.
Yeah.
If we work together, we could all sell
yeah.
houses. So, like,
No, 100. Yeah. So it's like I never turn down. Like if we're too busy, I'll never turn it down. I'll just refer another company that I know will do
We'll
the
do a
same
good
quality
job.
work.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, the main priority. That's why our slogans: we take pride in serving you. Because stuff happens with moving.
Yeah.
Stuff happens, all the time. But as long as our priority is the client and them, then we can never be in the wrong. In my opinion,
we've done that here too. Like if an agent wants to leave or explore companies, or maybe we know that this isn't a fit for them, we'll tell them like, hey, well, this might work for you, that might work for you. Go check this out. Like that's the intelligent way to address that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like because if not, you're just alienating people and you're gonna make enemies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're trying to be like almost on an island at some point, and it's
Yeah.
you need to have roads out.
I had another someone I would consider an industry leader reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, does anybody not like you?" I said, "I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people don't like me." You know what I mean? He's like, "No." He's like, I never heard one bad word about you from anybody I've ever met." And I was just like, well, that's great. you know, I'm sure somebody doesn't like me. I really don't care. But
Yeah.
to just hear that from somebody else, just like, damn, man, I feel like we're doing it right. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're doing it right. I feel like this platform is a part of that, bringing people in and having the conversations and being real, even though we're all dressed crazy because it's Fancy Friday. But
Missed the memo. My bad. My bad. This is my.
Nah,
I'm a low dunks on. All right,
you
that's
were
fancy
moving,
enough.
bro. What do you mean? He's got to go empty a truck. Well, what else we got, man? I guess really that's the question. We kind of touched on it though, but what does your peak life look like to you? Like you said, you're never satisfied. You're
Yeah.
sitting in a room with guys who all suffer from that same disease. I wouldn't say it's that we're never satisfied. I think it's just that we know there's more.
Yeah.
There's more.
No, work's never gonna stop.
Yeah, but like there's
Something's just always gonna be something.
Oh yeah.
but
100%.
there's a bigger life. There's a better thing at the end of the road. Like there's more impact. There's more. You could always do more, man.
Yeah, and I think this the last retreat we were at was March, and Tommy Mello with A1 Garage out in Phoenix, probably one of the best speakers I've ever saw in my life. Because I'm huge on culture and treating my guys right. Because at the end of the day, I tell them, hey, I treat your goal is to take care of the client. I take care of you. Point blank. Period. And I think my peak life is having a goal big enough in the company and myself to fit all of my guys' goals in. And ensure that they're taken care of because they've taken care. I mean, most of these guys, almost all of them, have been with me for about a year plus.
So you just gave everybody in business the biggest piece of advice that you could possibly give them.
Yeah,
The reason people are going to stay with you is because their dreams and goals fit within yours. Mm-hmm. So when I say the goal for Iron Valley Real Estate is to be the #1 company in Hampton Roads and then grow from there along the East Coast, other people coming here see opportunity.
yep,
Julian and LJ opening up Norfolk.
Yeah.
You just had an appointment yesterday. Somebody talking about I'd like the next office on the peninsula. After that, it's Richmond and Arlington and Charlottesville and all the way
yeah.
down to Raleigh and Durham. So people will stay for that. One of those guys working for you right now either wants your job or wants to work you out of a job or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's actually as a leader exactly what you want.
100%. Yeah,
You don't want to be the guy forever.
Oh.
You don't. You do not. If that is the case, you have not led effectively, in my opinion.
No, 100%.
So-
And that's why we're expanding the peninsula, because I had 2 guys, Walter and Zach, which I think you both have met. They're both very overly qualified for their crew leader positions, and that's why they're ops managers, and that's why now they're going to be branch managers. Because end of the day, I'm not going to hold them back from succeeding within the company just because my ego, my trust is going to, like, end of the day,
bro,
end of the day,
listen.
they're
You're
going
24. Yeah.
24.
But seriously,
Yeah.
this is another good tip for everybody. A lot of the nuggets you're dropping, I know, are coming from those conferences and from those other industry leaders and from your coach.
Yeah. No,
So
I mean,
if you
yeah.
think that you shouldn't spend that money to go to that thing, do it 100%.
No,
do it.
100%.
Just
I
do
mean-
it.
I mean, I
with
was-
an open
yeah.
mind, do it.
because I was very wishy-washy for the September one. It was like maybe 40 of us at most, and then this last one in March, it was 250 of us, and then there's another one. Like, it just
What's
keeps
crazy
growing.
is
and-
even the smaller ones are actually better.
dude,
I just went to an
like
event that
networking
was
and all? Yeah.
175 people versus the normal 1,000.
yeah.
The nuggets passed around in that room.
Gosh, dude.
All the dialogue that we just rewrapped,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff that we're about to put out for the man.
I know, because the biggest thing for me was
Gotta
like
invest in
September
yourself.
was like the 1, 2 a.m. talks with like these guys are doing 30, 40 a year in the moving industry. And I'm just like, on my phone right now, I have probably like 2 pages of notes, just strictly just listening and writing down stuff. Because
man.
I mean, it's definitely like implemented, a lot of stuff. And it's definitely been a roller coaster, but I mean, it's been a fun
Well,
one.
it sounds like shout out to Jim.
Oh, yeah.
And shout out to whoever got you plugged into those events.
No, 100%.
And my values are in line with your peak life, I would have to say. Do you guys have anything else or question or comment? All right, well, last thing is we sit here and interview people and ask people questions all the time. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
About anything?
No, yeah, I think this is a question I've never really asked. I don't think any of you guys. Why real estate? I don't think I've ever. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever asked that.
You want us all to go?
Yeah, I would go.
I mean, I'll go. I mean, real estate came from my dad. I just
Okay.
watched him.
Yeah.
He was trying to get out the business, and he was buying up real estate. He had properties in Rosarito, Mexico, and coastlines,
Nice. Okay.
apartments and
Yeah.
homes and things like that. And also just growing up in Los Angeles and watching people move out of Los Angeles, driving an hour to work to get affordable housing, right?
Yeah.
In Riverside and things like that. And I always knew I was going to get there because I never, ever thought I would be driving an hour to work or things like that.
Yeah.
But certain circumstances will put you in that situation. And yeah, you want a house? People will make that sacrifice. I will buy that nice new house over there an hour away so I could drive to work and so my family's good.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop. And so I knew this was just something I wanted to get into that it's been here from the beginning of time. You got to have a piece of land or something.
Yeah.
Sense of pride. That's it.
Awesome, dude.
Well, me, I'm gonna say, man, I kind of stumbled on it on accident. To be honest with you, it was never like I'm gonna be a realtor. Right?
Yeah.
That was never the thing. So I did some research. I was on a deployment. I wanted to buy a house. My chief made me take a bunch of courses. I educated myself. I came back. The agent just wasn't knowledgeable. I went to the broker and I asked him for a different agent. He told me to get my license and come work for him. He'll pay for it. And then here I am, 21 years later.
Holy shit,
You
dude.
know, it wasn't really a
Damn.
yeah, it wasn't a career decision
Yeah.
until like towards the end of my career when I was like, I was making more money than active duty as
Yeah.
a senior chief, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Like, why am I still in the Navy when I'm making more money
Yeah.
doing real estate?
And already did your time.
Yeah, and I was already over 20 years.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was something that I stumbled upon, and then just me, my personality, and me building relationships, I excelled at.
Absolutely, man. Nice.
My story's a little bit different. You can ask Andy this or Tim Lewis, my partner in the Broker from the Bottom thing. I was renting a little house on Lenox in Ocean View area. And for whatever reason, I was always doing research on like tax lien auctions, like how you get property for pennies on the dollar, because I would see these crappy infomercials and I would dig in to find out what the real information was. And I was working for a property management company. I was in construction while in the Navy, so I'm doing all this on the side. So I was just always interested in real estate, bro. And then one day, me and Andy are working on a flip, like we were doing construction work for cash under the table on the side of the Navy. Carl Rogers, who's with Creed, my original team lead and mentor in real estate, he rolls up in his Beamer. He's dressed like Rico Suave. We're sitting here breaking our back, and we just start talking to him like, bro, how do you get into this? What's the profit look like on something like this? Then it just turned into where can we start to get our license? So he tells us, and then Andy comes to my house one day. Me and Andy used to be neighbors a few times, actually, in Ocean View on 4th Bay in those apartments. That was after we moved out of Little Creek where I was sleeping on the floor. Then we moved to that Lenox Road, which is right by Ocean View Golf Course, which is also like backed up to Mariners Watch. So you go a block away, it's not okay. But we just, one day he came over to the house. This was after I had moved to Ocean Lakes. So I had moved my ex-wife and my daughter back down here. I had fixed my credit score, and I was like, I'm going to buy a house. So I went and bought my first house in Ocean Lakes. I'm 20 years old. I come from absolutely nothing. Yeah. And I just went from working part-time construction to buying a house. I wouldn't say overnight, but like my agent that helped me get my house, her name's Anna Staylor, Rosenwamble, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rosenwamble Town Realty now, whatever you want to call it. I watched how she did her job, and she really looked like she was enjoying what she was doing. She was very knowledgeable, and I just felt like I can definitely do that. Kind of the same thing with the conferences and the speaking and the authoring and the writing and the training. When I see somebody else who has proof of concept, I'm like, with my work ethic and my IQ, I can definitely accomplish that. So that's kind of how it was. I was like, well, I was already into real estate, and then I watched the process, and I was like, this isn't that hard. Andy came over one weekend. We swiped a credit card. Went and got our license, 10 years later, I finally decided to leave the Navy. And just last year, well, actually in January, I met my grandfather for the first time. He's a retired real estate broker, author, speaker. So he started a title company, all these things. So for me, the answer really is, I know now, it's just in my blood. It's just like, it's gifted generation.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, my father had many opportunities to be a real estate professional down in Arizona with my grandpa running his company and whatnot. That wasn't the path he chose. I chose it without even knowing that. So that's here we are.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
So I was just always into it, bro. Like, now I find out why. Like, is real estate in your DNA? It might be. You got anybody twice removed generationally that ran a moving company
I gotta
or
look
something?
now.
Yeah. So,
damn.
And then I started doing it, and I was like, I'm good at this. I think I'll start a team, and then we'll open a company, and then it just
we'll
keeps
open 7.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. I just felt like I could help people doing this, and I always knew real estate is a vehicle for a lot of things. It doesn't have to just be transactional, helping somebody sell a house. You're really impacting somebody's life. You're really giving somebody an education. If you're doing your job properly, like, you're actually helping people, and you can also earn enough income to impact change in a community, in legislation, whatever that is. Just like you said, you're fighting the stigma for movers, bro. Do you know the stigma for realtors? We fight it every day, and we're people coming from a good place actually trying to assist you. It's the same thing that good car salesman gets because he's wrapped in with the used car salesman bullshit. Like,
Yep.
We all fight it, but I love real estate. That's why I do real estate for a living.
Yeah.
That's why I walked away after 14 years of military service that I could have stayed.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to go do this and see what happened. And, well, it's happening. But the growth, I was pegging on that because these guys know. Was I good at what I did before that? Yes. But where I am now in 9 months comparatively to the last 15 years, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane closing that gap. So, that's really it, man. I love real estate. I guess it's in my blood. And we're just going to keep going.
Nice. Well, I'm happy to know that now. All your guys' background.
It's a good question, though. But I think that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, click the link below, and subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.